Good morning, YouTubers. This is your zip code Freak. Matt Shiny here at the ZCF Studios, the 92805 zip code in Southern California. And the Sudoku puzzle has spoken once again. The zip code for the week is 63033 in the state of Missouri, in St. Louis County. Name of the area is Florissant. There's also a little village called Blackjack. I have some personal connections to this town through my old church. Some of you folks that are from the old assembly, the Gatakis group in Fullerton, recognize Florissant. That was where, at one point at least, some of the people we knew in the St. Louis area lived and also met for their meetings. But Florissant has a long, distinguished history. It was settled about the same time Saint Louis, by the Française, was settled in the 1780s, 1785 to be exact for Florissant. The name of the place comes from Florissant, which means blooming in French. The area was just full of trees and plants of all sorts, forests really. The area, Florissant actually has today all are part of 3 zip codes, and the eastern part of 63033 is also a place called Blackjack. But going back to Florissant, Florissant was for the most part founded by the French and stayed that way for the next 100 years, with a few Germans thrown in, until about 1887 or 89 or so, when the railroad came, and more different folks started coming into the area. They ended up making Florissant the largest city in St. Louis County. St. Louis, as a metropolitan area, is the largest in Missouri, population-wise. But St. Louis County is like an abridgment of like dozens of smaller cities. Florissant has a population of 52,533 as of the last census. Zip code 63033 has a population of 42,449. And actually the estimates this year is 41,970, so it's starting to shrink. The area is now mostly African American, over 70% of it, and the usual blah, 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 blah about declining neighborhoods and this and that and the other I've read about in the forums through people moving out of St. Louis because they want a more suburban lifestyle and coming here. And when I look at the stats, they don't seem to bear up under the people's blah, blah, blah. And the poverty rate's still below the state average, and there's people that just don't like change anyway. When I was reading about Florissant, and not so much about Blackjack, that's a much smaller town, though part of the zip code. Florissant has a quaint old town. I don't think it's in this area, but there are 2 famous people at least, and many more that are directly associated with the area, and actually went to the same high school. The McClure High School. It's spelled M-C-C-L-U-E-R. One of them, who was actually born there, was Kathleen Madigan, who's a comedian, and quite good, actually. She and Louis Black are great friends, if you know that circuit. She was born and raised in Florissant and went to McClure High School. And also a name that even more of you might recognize, Michael McDonald from the Doobie Brothers. He was not actually born in Florissant. He was born in another town nearby, but he went to high school here. And a lot of you probably remember his silky high voice on not only the Doobie Brothers recordings, but also he did backup for a lot of bands, including Steely Dan. Listen to Peg, classic song of theirs. You can hear his voice in the background. He did a bunch of others too. The weather there right now is kind of spring-like in a cool sense. It's raining and it's 47 degrees. Next few days though, the high is going to be 48 for tomorrow, low 32, so still frost. High of 54 on Monday, low of 31. And then on Tuesday it breaks through, high of 50, low of 41. Still kind of cool even for spring though. As far as the yammering I was reading online about Florissant's majority black population, at least in this zip code, I want to hear from people from that area. Is it, how is it? Those of you who've been there a long time, what's going on? I want to hear from black people as well, what they think. If you hit like, leave a comment in the comment section below, and subscribe. And so that's zip code 63033. I know I've not done it justice in this 5-minute video, but would love to hear more from you. And until the next video, take care.